Our role at MEMA is basically coordinating all of the response for the state. Our job is basically to help the state prepare for, respond to, and recover from any type of emergency in organization. Basically, weather is probably the major issue that we deal with. Weather tends to be the key issue, and certainly for the folks in Plymouth County, weather multiple times during the course of the year. We're dealing with either nor'easters, we're dealing with snowstorms. As I mentioned, we bring folks in here from the various agencies and organizations. We also bring in folks from the utilities. We work very closely with communities to get the lights back on. And a lot of times, the utilities actually need help for that. We've got a lot of trees down, we have a lot of debris in the road, and literally those crews can't get to the places they have to fix. So we're working hand in hand with the utilities. We have folks here from the Department of Transportation, from National Guard. We're able to coordinate chainsaw crews that basically would go on, and we buddy them up with the various utilities, who are now also in close communication with their local emergency management director that we talked about, so that the local director can help give direction to the utilities about helping to prioritize getting the lights back on. The local hospital, the special needs facility, the elderly homes, those types of things. So they might be prioritized. So in that regard, it's very important for us to work very closely, with those communities. More times than not, we'll have the governor who will come up here for a day or so around the event, and he and some of his key cabinet members would be here. The leaders from those various agencies that I spoke of earlier would then brief the governor, and in case there are any executive decisions to be made, if you will. As we've seen in recent years, whether it's closing the roads because of the storm, or whether it's an early dismissal, or those decisions are made by the governor from the input of all the folks who are in this room. As far as reaching out to the public to getting them information, a lot of the things I'm talking about right now are things that we constantly promote. So we push a lot more information through our website, also on the social media side. We probably have 80,000 folks that follow us between our Twitter account and our Facebook account, but that information is constantly being pushed out. We have somebody who, during a storm particularly, is totally dedicated to pushing that information out. So it's become more and more an important piece of how we communicate with the public, and as the technology changes and grows, we'll hopefully change and grow with it. Everyone always asks, is the state ready, or is your local community ready for the next disaster? I always ask, are you as an individual, you and your family ready? Because that's key. The reality of it is, if an event occurs, you're going to be pretty self-sufficient for a certain period of time, just as we tell communities, to be ready. We don't want to get the phone call, from a local community when their first snowflake is just falling down and landing, say, oh, we just realized we're out of salt, our major plows are out of commission. We work with communities to anticipate that next event to make sure that they're ready, but again, we want the public to be ready as well. We always tell people, plan for that next event in which you're going to be without power, maybe even isolated within your home for 2 or 3 days. What sort of things should you have ready to go in case it's necessary?
Good morning, Dedham's okay. We're 1 and 1.
Morning, Dedham.